Welcome to another episode, everyone. How does one survive a maximum security prison? Here in California, on the West Coast, that would be a level 4 prison. I have explained the difference before between a level 1 prison, a level 2, a level 3, and a level 4 prison. Level 4 being the highest that you can go, a maximum security. I'll explain again briefly in a moment. Well, get your brother, get your uncle, your cousin that's on the wrong path, on his way to prison. Make sure they listen, sit down, and watch this video if they want to make it out alive. Because if you pay attention to what I'm about to say, you might, and I emphasize, might, the operative word being might, make it home. And you still might not. If you do everything correctly, you can still be deleted there in prison. Why? How can you be deleted if you follow all of the rules and the protocols? Oh, I'll explain why and how shortly. Well, the first thing that you want to do, if you're on the wrong path, if you don't take heed, if you believe that you're smarter than the system, like I did, and you want to keep committing crimes and you're on your way to prison, and you will be eventually. If you keep up with your managed behaviors, then you might want to listen up. I've said it and I've said it again. The number one thing, you all know what's coming. You've heard it from me before, and I'm going to say it until I'm in the ground. I'm going to say it until I'm no longer breathing, because it is that serious. I want you to understand. You have to get this. You must. Nothing else matters if you don't understand this first. No other rule or protocol will spare your life if you do not digest and absorb this first and take heed. And the number one thing that will get you out of prison and home safely is respect. Yeah, you knew it was coming. Respecting everyone at all costs. I cannot emphasize this enough. I cannot exaggerate or overstate this. It's impossible. Someone said in the comments recently, well, respect is big on the street too, bro. You have to respect everyone. You don't get it. Yes, of course, respect is big on the street. I respect everyone. I say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, please, thank you. I do all of that, all of the time, with everyone. Partly because of my training there in prison, I'm sure, has something to do with it. But here on the street, you can meet your opposition in the liquor store, aggressively approach that person, and he backs down because he's a coward. He doesn't have his brethren, his homeboys with him, so he doesn't put up a fight. You just disrespecting him. You can even disrespect him in front of his girl, his woman, his wife, and he does nothing. But they're in prison. Even if the dude is a coward and has not been exposed yet as a coward, his faction, his homeboys, if you disrespect him, will stand up, because they're going to take umbrage to you disrespecting him, because they're going to say, if you're disrespecting him, you have no respect for us. You're saying we're nobody in here. You think we're weak because he's a part of us. And everyone takes pride in their tribe. And so in prison, it is uber heightened. It is magnified. The respect that you must give everyone. What do I mean by respect? Well, I mean not aggressively approaching anyone for any reason. I mean not mean mugging anyone. I mean not cutting in line in front of anyone. Anyone of any race, of any creed, for any reason. There was a time the OG homie, he was a Damu, was sitting there waiting on a shower there in Centinela State Prison. Everyone knew where he showered at and at what time. When you have life in prison and have been locked up for decades, like many people in there, you develop and cultivate a routine. You get up at a certain time, you go to bed at a certain time, you work out and eat at a certain time. You have a staunch routine that you stick to. Everyone knew that he came in at the 2:30 in line before yard recall and jumped in the shower after his savage workout. He came and he was respectfully waiting on his turn for the shower. He had next. His time was imminent. It was someone up there on a tier with him waiting on the shower also, and he had after the OG blood. The OG blood went downstairs briefly to use the urinal. And when he came back, the dude who had after him was already in the shower. The person that he was waiting on had finished up, gotten out of the shower that quickly. And the dude, knowing that the OG's turn was next and was coming right back, he made it known that he was just about to go use the bathroom and come right back. He knew that it was not his turn, that it was the OG's turn. And yet, he couldn't help himself. He jumped in the shower. And by the time the OG got up there, dude was in the shower. So the OG said, bro, you know I had next. You know I used this shower, I only used this shower, and I had next. Why would you get in the shower? You gotta wait your turn. Why would you get in the shower? He said, man, you left. He said, man, I told you I was coming right. You see how quick I came back? I told you I was coming right back. You're disrespecting me. And the dude didn't understand how come the OG had taken such a gripe with this, had taken such umbrage. But the OG, well, he couldn't be consoled. He told the dude, all right, man, that's cool. I'm just gonna go in my cell and bird bath, what we call a bird bath. I'm gonna go in there and bird bath real quick. It's all good, man. Go ahead and shower. Ain't no thing. Yeah, he went to his cell, but not to bird bath, to retrieve a weapon. And came back while the dude was butt naked in the shower and viciously attacked him with said weapon. Opened him up, cut him up. He couldn't even defend himself because he had on shower shoes, slippers, and he was naked. And that's what I mean by respect. Play your part and stay in your lane. When you get to prison, what you want to do is keep your mouth closed. You don't want to be caught gossiping. This was one of the rules. I refer you to my second video of all time here on YouTube. The 8 rules to surviving a level 4 year. Abide or die, I said. And in there, I gave a story about my young homie who was gossiping and had lost his life over it. You want to be quiet. You don't want to talk too much. You don't want to gossip about, even if you think that this person is your friend that you're talking to, if you're talking about someone else, don't do it. If you have a gripe with someone, if that gripe is big enough for you to go speak on it with someone else, then it's big enough for you to confront that person, that individual with that gripe. And if it's not big enough for you to confront him, then it's not big enough for you to speak about it behind his back. Don't do it. It will come back upon you. Also, you want to mind your business. Growing up, well, we used to say that. Mind your own and you live long. I'm sure you've heard it all before. All of you have heard it before. Mind your own and you live long. What does that mean? That means mind your own business. If there's a rumor going around on the yard that this dude's a snitch, if it doesn't involve you, you mind your business and let his homeboys take care of it. If it's going around the yard that he's a fiend, that he owes people money, you don't go gossiping and speaking about it. You mind your own business. if it doesn't involve you directly or your faction, then you just don't get involved. What you want to do is respect everyone and mind your own business at all times. You want to keep your name out of the bullshit that's constantly going on the yard. You want to keep a low profile. You want people to feel your presence, certainly. You want people to respect you, certainly. But you garner that respect by minding your business. Also, you show no fear when you hit that yard. Now, this does not mean that you be tough or super tough there in prison. You cannot be extra'd out. Someone is going to try you. Someone is going to want to try you. They're going to feel like this dude's not showing us any, he too extra'd out. He ain't showing no respect to us on the yard, period. Who does he think he is? Man, calm down with all that tough walk, that tough talk, all that shit. It ain't happening on the yard, bro. If you really a gangster, then you ain't got to do all that. And you're not going to do all that. Because the real gangsters on the yard, if you do, are going to try you. That's what's going to happen. Instead, what you want to do is show no fear. When they call for yard, you go out to the yard. If you stay in your cell, they're going to think that you're scared. They call for child, particularly if you just hit the yard. If you've been there for 20 years, that's different. You just hit the yard, then you got to show up. You got, even if you're not about to eat the child, you want to walk the child, because things happen in the child hall, things happen on the way to child and on the way back from child. And if your comrades get into something, they are going to want to know where you were at. How come you didn't show up? So you go to the yard and you go to child and you find out the happenings on the yard. Now, on these level 4 yards, maximum security, when you first hit the yard, your homeboys, as I've said before, are going to give you the rules. They're going to tell you verbally, or it's going to be in written format, like it was when I hit Salinas Valley State Prison. Oh yeah, 2008. The homie Voodoo from 7-4 Hoover was there. An individual who had a penchant for violence, prone to structure, and really didn't take any prisoners. He was in a cell with the big homie, my big bro, the OG homie, Big Bubbles. Many of you know him from Under the Groove podcast. Shout out to Under the Groove podcast. Shout out to Big Bubbles. I don't call many people my big homie. I don't call many people my big bro. I don't use these words loosely. So if I'm saying you my big homie and my big bro, I have immense respect for you. And believe me, chances are you earned it. And I don't go around saying, big brother, if you see a homeless person on the street and you have money and this person asks you for $1 and you don't give it to him, you ain't my brother. What's the difference between him and you? What's the difference between him and me? You would give it to me, but not to him? So I don't go around saying that, because people are not right. They don't have a brotherly bone in their body. They don't have brotherly love, just self-hatred, but no love for one another. So I don't want you calling me your brother if it's not coming from a place of love, if you don't mean it. Anyhow, Big Bub is indeed my bro. And when I got to the yard, his cellie was Voodoo, the young hitter. And quickly, rapidly under my door came a kite with the rules written down. Multiple rules. And guess what was number 1 on the list? respect everyone. Period. That was number one. In fact, every prison I've ever hit, every yard I've landed on, that was the number one rule. Every race, everyone, no matter what. Or else, bro. That's it. And there in Salinas Valley, the homie Voodoo and Bug, well, hell, they were enforcing those rules. It's a serious thing. We don't care who you are or what you did on the street. We don't even care what you did in other prisons. In this prison, on this yard, these are the rules and these are the protocols, because every prison is different. But one thing is going to be universal on every yard, and that is that you must respect everyone, no matter what. And when you get to prison, if you do not get the rules from your brethren, from one of your comrades, for whatever reason, because every yard is different. And when you hit a level 4 yard, someone is going to tell you the rules. But you hit one of these Camp Snoopy grounds, these Disneyland yards, a level 1 or level 2, even some level 3s, you may just be on your own. That's why you have to listen to this, what I'm telling you now. They may not tell you what I'm telling you. It may be every man for himself on that yard. That's how it is on some of these yards. It's every man for himself. In that situation, you want to come out and you want to ask. Don't be caught in the blind. You want to, hey, converse with someone and ask questions. What's going on in the yard? When is the last time there was a riot here, a race riot? Is there tension here? How many stabbings are going on in this yard? And sometimes the feedback may be, there ain't too much going on this yard, bro. Just be cool, mind your business, and you straight. There's not a lot of violence here, people making money. It's not a lot of bullshit. Don't come start no bullshit. It's cool, we cool. We've been programming, we're playing basketball and dominoes. And then some of these yards you hit, particularly at level 4, they're going to tell you it's up. It's going up every day. You're going to get 2 or 3 sets in on your workout when you hit the yard. Don't think you're going to finish all of the sets, because you're not. The yard's going to go down. Someone's about to get stabbed up. It's going to be yard recall. They're going to recall the yard. You got to go to your cell, finish your workout in your cell, and bird bath in your cell. Lockdown, can't shower in there. And when we come back out, it's going to be the same thing. It's up, bro. It's going down up in here. Go make a knife. That's what you do. Go to your cell and make a knife now. Don't ask any question. Go make a knife. That's how it is on some yards. But you want to find out which yard you're on, what the temperature is. You know, is this yard consistently, incessantly hostile? All prison yards are hostile in one way or another. But some of these yards are consistently hostile. Never a let up, ever. Am I here on one of those yards? Well, you may want to know what your environment is. And so you ask questions. And finally, you want to stay away from the 5-0. The popo, the police. Nothing good can come of it. Now, there are times on the yard in the county jail where the shot caller is in communication with the officers. This particularly happens in the county jail, but in prison as well. Many times I dealt with the officers in the county jail because I ran the floor, the module or the floor. And if you're running the whole floor, it's something going on in this module down here. And the officer needs to come and talk to you and get you to come and talk to your people down here, because they down here tripping about this. They flooding in tears. They throwing piss and shit on the officers for this reason and that reason. They killing each other down here. And so, okay, man, so you're dealing with the police in this way. And if you're in the pen, it's the same thing sometimes. if something happens between the factions and there was bloodshed and the police want to dead the situation, they're going to get a hold of the shot callers from each faction, talk to them, try to get them to converse and resolve the conflict and end the war. Other than that, you don't want to be someone who's constantly joking with the police, playing with the police stopping at your door to talk to you. People are wondering, why is this dude so cool with the police? Why is he hanging around? Everyone that I know that did this, they all got talked about behind their backs. Every single one of them. And this old police ass motherfucker right here. What is he doing to police all the time? Now, he didn't get stabbed up, some of them, because there was no proof or no paperwork that he was talking. Some of them were not snitching. They just was cool with the police. But you're too cool with them. I'm not saying that you have to treat them like your enemy. That's up to you. But I am saying that do not get too chummy with them. Don't go around the yard frolicking with the po-po. It's just going to put your name in hot water. It's going to expose you to people that you don't want to be exposed to. When you hit prison, you want to be mindful of the fact that you are entering a hostile jungle with hungry individuals looking for any fear and any weakness. Well, prison is just like a microcosm of society and of the animalistic world, of the jungle itself. And the same things that transpired there in the jungle transpired there on the prison yard. For example, when do lions most attack? Even your dog will attack you if you show fear. They tell you when you encounter a bear to put your hands up like so. Put your arms up and make yourself seem bigger to scare the bear off. But do not run. For one, you cannot outrun a bear. But once the bear senses or sees this fear, they attack. A dog will attack you when they smell the fear upon you. When they feel like you're not a threat because you're scared. Well, it's the same way there on the yard. Once you begin to show weakness, fear, the wolves and lions will come out. Oftentimes, they're looking for someone to prey upon, to take their anger and misery out on. Now, they have to follow rules and protocols also. So they cannot just prey upon an individual that is undeserving. It is unwarranted. But if you show some sort of fear or weakness, that's going to be the justification that we have a weak link in the chain that we must eradicate. One weak link makes the whole chain compromised, weak. One bad apple rottens the whole bunch. And this dude has proven himself to be untrustworthy and a coward. Gossiping, running his mouth all the damn time, not around here showing proper respect, playing with the police. Let's get him out of here. And that's it. And so, people, go up movement. Hear me clearly. The first thing that I want you to do is stay out of prison. Understand that nothing is worth your freedom. No amount of money. It is health over wealth. Health is wealth. Without your health, what good is wealth? What good is it if you have $1 billion but you are unhealthy and cannot enjoy the money. So what you want to focus on is not wealth, financial wealth. You want to focus on your health. And then the wealth will come, because health is wealth. No amount of money is worth you being behind those bars. How can you follow these rules and protocols and still, if you make it out of prison, you're minus one of your eyes, a few of your teeth? You have holes all in your body because you were attacked probably multiple times. Fortunately, you were just able to survive the attack and you made it home. But you were constantly attacked. But why did this happen? The big fella said, if I follow these rules and these protocols, I might make it out. Yeah, the big fella said, you might make it out. And still, you might not. Because prison is unpredictable. People there in prison are unpredictable. And though you are following the rules and protocols, something can kick off that you have absolutely nothing to do with. If you're a Crip, the Crips got into it with the Bloods. You had nothing to do with it. This Crip got into it with that Blood, and it's a clash, it's a war. It went up. Everybody's involved, including you, whether you want to be or not. You doing everything I just said. Carrying yourself with respect, minding your business, respecting everyone, not showing any fear, not dealing with the police. You're reading, you're writing, you're studying, you're exercising, you're meditating, you're thinking positive thoughts, you're changing your behaviors, you're maturing as a man. You can't wait to come home, and then you get a knock on your door. Bro, put your boots on and get your knife. What's up, bro? What happened? Man, so-and-so just got into it with so-and-so, bro. What's up? It's going up. We finna get these dudes. Or they finna try to get us, whatever. Oh, man, god damn. And you have to stay down because you're a part of a faction, a part of a gang. And now you get stabbed up and you're missing an eye, or you lose your life. This is how you might not make it out still. Someone is getting stabbed on the yard and the police shoot down on the yard and hit you with the bullet. This is how you might not make it out still. Even though you've done everything correctly. Well, how do you prevent this? Well, you don't go to prison. That's the only remedy. That's the only way to prevent it, people, is to stay free. Literally. Because once you're in there, there are no guarantees. It is the worst experience that you can imagine. Damn what the movies told you. I will never glorify prison or violence. As I've said before, prison was especially hard for me because I'm a peaceful person at nature. I hate violence. I literally do. People think I'll be joking when I say that. I'm not joking. I don't like to see people get hurt. I don't like to see people bleeding, injured. Certainly not shot or stabbed, like really savagely hurt, purposefully hurt. It makes my heart cry. I can't take it. And yes, I do subscribe to the notion that some individuals, they have it coming. But some do not. And for those who do not, I cannot stomach it. I cannot stomach violence against children, violence against women, hell, violence against men, human beings in general. We all have a right to life. We all have a right to live. Who the hell are you to try to take my life? Who are you to take my life? Who am I to take yours? Or to jeopardize it, to injure you, to where your life will never be the same? What gives me that right? So I've never liked violence. and only subscribe to it when it is absolutely necessary. Other than that, I stay away from it. Call me what you want. But I don't really like the sight of blood. Makes me queasy. I like to see human beings enjoying themselves and enjoying their life. Safe, healthy, and happy. We only get one. And it goes by so fast. Seems like just yesterday I was 19. Getting back on track, getting back on subject. This is how you survive. Respect everyone. And you do the same thing right here on the street. Respect everyone. When you go into a store and you see someone, they're pushing a basket, get out of their way. Say, excuse me. And dude is right in the comments though. But many people are being deleted, unalived, right here on the street for someone taking umbrage, feeling disrespected about something. And oftentimes it's something trivial, something minute. To the person, to the individual, to the outsiders, to us looking from the outside in, it seems trivial. I would never trip over that. But sometimes when you're involved in it and you're the victim or the recipient of that disrespect, it's magnified to you. For you, it's not something that's minute. The offense is imbued with hatred as far as you're concerned. The offense is imbued with unforgiveness as far as you're concerned. As far as you're concerned, it was the principle. It wasn't the piece of bread that caused you to stab this person. It's the fact that this person thought that they could take the piece of bread from you. But for us looking in, it's just a piece of bread. But for you, your manhood is on the line. So though it may seem small, any slight disrespect in there can cause you to lose it all. And people on the outside, like I say, damn, they killed him for that? That's all he did? What the? He had to have done something else. You hear it all the time. I mean, no, it's something else that we ain't heard. It's another part of the story. No, that was it. That's all it took. That was literally it. What you heard is exactly how it transpired. He showed a modicum of disrespect. And the man that had taken umbrage had been bequeathed honor, dignity, and respect. And since he was imbued with these principles, it was too much for him to bear. And he lashed out to avenge his manhood that he felt this dude was trying to compromise. So you want to show respect. I start with that and I'm ending with that. To everyone at all times in every situation. They're in prison and here on the street. But particularly they're in prison. Again, I cannot emphasize, I must start it with this and end it with it. It's that serious, people. Show respect to everyone. And what do I mean by respect? Think about it. Just think about what you're doing before you do it. Think about what you say before you say it. Think about your tone. Think about your look. That doesn't mean be a coward. That doesn't mean fall on your knees beneath another man. No way. Ain't nobody bound down. You be a man and stand up at all times. But you stand up with respect for yourself and others. And if you do this, you have a great chance of making it home from a maximum security prison. But should you flout any of these protocols, then your chances decrease greatly. And if you don't have respect, you have no chance of making it home. Stay safe and stay free, people.